what happens is if people go into a trial believing the firepower on the prosecution is so strong, I mean, let's say on a scale of 1 to 100, it's a 95, that it's so strong, but it goes down to an 88. That helps the defense because everybody goes in thinking, wow, they're going to prove this, and they're going to prove this, and they're going to prove this, and all of a sudden, none of it's there. I think that actually helps the defense.
Well, Bill and Sade, accepting a plea agreement would mean that Sean Combs would have to admit to trafficking and force. And today, he made it very clear that was not going to happen. Diddy maintained all along these encounters involved consenting adults and plans to take his chances that a jury agrees.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs back behind bars, a magistrate judge denying him bail, saying that there were no conditions that she could conceive of that would make her confident that he would appear again for other court appearances. The judge saying, my concern is this is a crime that happens behind closed doors.
The last hearing before Sean Combs' trial starts, when he walked into federal court today, he appeared to be looking for his family. They've pretty much been at all of the hearings that I've been to, but there was no presence of his sons or his mother or his sister who had previously been at those hearings.
Mr. Combs feels A, he's innocent, which is why he's not going to plead guilty. B, he's going to be truthful about this case because he wants to portray that to the people who have loved him his whole life. And I think he also feels an obligation to people in general. Maybe it's black people, maybe it's white people, maybe it's anybody who's ever felt aggrieved and targeted by the government. He feels an obligation to those people to say, you know what, maybe I can break the model. You know, maybe I can show the world that a black man can win, you know, in federal court. And I think he probably is the only person I know of who might be able to actually accomplish that.
Do you still think that because there is this public perception that there are celebrity tapes involved in this case?
No.
Do you still think that there are minors involved in this case?
I'm certain no.
Okay.
And again, when you say this case, we're talking the criminal case.
The criminal case.
In the
correct.
criminal,
I know that.
In the criminal case, no.
Prepare for a plot twist that no one saw coming. A hip-hop empire built on hits and luxury now faces an unprecedented legal battle. And at its center isn't just a music mogul fighting for his freedom, but a global pop superstar who just agreed to step into the courtroom and potentially change everything.
The last hearing before Sean Combs' trial starts, when he walked into federal court today, he appeared to be looking for his family. They've pretty much been at all of the hearings that I've been to, but there was no presence of his sons or his mother or his sister who had previously been at those hearings.
This is lawyers argue the evidence shows consenting adults being intimate in their own way.
Do you still think that, because there is this public perception, that there are celebrity tapes involved in this case?
No.
Do you still think that there are minors involved in this case?
I'm certain no.
Okay.
And again, when you say this case, we're talking the criminal case.
The criminal case.
In the
correct.
criminal,
I know that.
In the criminal case,
in
the criminal case, no.
Sean Diddy Combs, the man who shaped an era of music, just made a stunning decision. Facing serious accusations that could reshape his legacy, he flat out rejected a plea deal. Think about that, a deal that could have potentially offered a shorter path forward, shut down public scrutiny, and avoided the harsh glare of a full-blown federal trial. He said no. Standing there in court, he made it crystal clear he wouldn't admit to allegations involving improper conduct. His team maintains these were private encounters between adults who were okay with what was happening, and he's ready to risk everything, putting his future in the hands of a jury. He believes he's innocent and feels a responsibility to stand up for himself, his family, and anyone who feels targeted by the system. This isn't just about his case. He feels he needs to show the world that someone like him can challenge the system and, as he or his supporters put it, win. This decision set the stage for an unavoidable, massive legal showdown.
What made you come here to support Puff?
I'm supporting Puff because he's innocent, and I'm wholeheartedly believing his innocence, and I knew he's innocent. So
you say you know he's innocent?
1,000%.
He knows the deck is stacked against him. They've got a ton of evidence. Take the plea deal, dude. Just take it.
Well, My guess is that, because we don't know the deal of the plea deal. At least I don't think we do.
True.
Okay.
But the path to trial started behind bars. After his court appearance, a magistrate judge denied him bail. Picture it. The man used to private jets and sprawling estates was being held. The judge cited significant concerns, noting that the alleged activities happened out of public view, behind closed doors, making it harder to guarantee future court appearances. There were also mentions of a history of trying to interfere with witnesses, some of whom are expected to testify. It's a heavy blow, and while his lawyers are fighting fiercely to get him out before the trial begins, for now, the reality is stark. His defense team isn't backing down. Their core argument is simple, but they know they have a big challenge: public perception. It's been said there are celebrity tapes floating around, and let's be clear, that's just talk right now, nothing proven. And there's a clear sense that some people online have linked these allegations to other major, unrelated controversies, like the ones involving Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell. The defense believes a big part of their job is to dismantle this idea that the case is some kind of Epstein redux. If they can show that the evidence doesn't match that sensational public narrative, they think it actually helps their side, proving that what people expected isn't what the prosecution can deliver. They are determined to show that any intimacy that occurred was between consenting adults. So, the trial is coming, and it's expected to be huge. Reports suggest it will last for weeks. Despite the incredible spotlight, legal teams on both sides seem surprisingly confident they could pick a jury quickly, maybe in just 3 days. When it starts, Diddy will trade his jail attire for regular clothes, sitting alongside his attorneys, ready to face the accusations head-on. This trial isn't just about him, it's about whether one of music's biggest figures used his power, wealth, and fame in ways that allegedly harmed both men and women for decades. And then came the news that flipped the script entirely. Multiple court filings revealed that Justin Bieber has formally agreed to appear as a witness for the government. This isn't just some random pop star, this is a millennial icon, someone from a completely different corner of the music world than Diddy's hip-hop empire. He's not a former artist on Bad Boy, not security, not an executive who worked directly under Combs. His willingness to testify signals something massive. The alleged misconduct potentially reached far beyond the expected circle of hip-hop insiders, touching a much broader network of celebrities and industry figures. For a jury, hearing from someone so recognizable, someone seen as having a reputation for candor and attempting to live a better life, could carry incredible weight. What exactly could Bieber reveal? Sources close to the proceedings say his appearance isn't based on gossip or rumors. During confidential meetings with prosecutors, he reportedly described receiving invitations to private gatherings, some framed as listening parties or networking events. He apparently attended a small number of these events early in his adulthood, held at places linked to Combs or his associates. While he reportedly did not claim personal victimization, prosecutors believe his observations could fill crucial gaps in the timeline and logistics. What happened inside those places? How did guests get in? Were phones taken? Were NDAS involved? His testimony, if it happens, would be used to corroborate claims about restrictive access, tight security, and confidentiality requirements, patterns that prosecutors argue are key to understanding the alleged enterprise. Getting this kind of backup from someone without a history of business disputes with Diddy could be extremely persuasive to a jury, making his account seem less likely to be motivated by things like financial grievances over music rights. This creates a massive legal and public relations chess match. For the government, Bieber provides a recognizable face to put alongside potentially more technical evidence. For the defense, cross-examining him is risky. Questioning someone seen as open and honest could backfire with the jury. But they have to challenge the idea that strict security measures automatically equal a criminal conspiracy. Expect them to try and frame his limited attendance as just a few instances, not a pattern, and argue that things like phone bans and NDAs are actually normal for high-profile celebrity gatherings. They might even bring up photos of other A-list parties to make this point. Meanwhile, the ripple effects outside the courtroom are huge. Bieber's team is likely prepping for how his testimony might affect his brand and music releases, while businesses linked to Diddy are probably assessing the fallout. Headlines like "Bieber testifies" will grab attention, sparking debates among fans and the public about civic duty, potential exploitation, and who to believe. It's a collision of two eras and two very different public images. Behind the scenes, the preparation for this unexpected celebrity testimony is intense. The courthouse itself is being prepped like a major event venue, with marshals planning for crowds far bigger than usual. Media outlets are scrambling, blending legal analysis with pop culture angles. Legal teams are refining their strategies. Prosecutors want to link Bieber's account directly to evidence like guest lists and security logs, while the defense is looking for anything that suggests these events were just normal, exclusive parties. They're practicing their questions, sometimes cordial, sometimes more challenging, trying to control the narrative. There's even talk of bringing in mental health professionals, understanding the potential anxiety for younger fans turned away by capacity limits. It's a logistical and legal puzzle unlike anything seen before in this case. Prosecutors are reportedly planning to position Bieber's testimony strategically, perhaps after more technical witnesses, but before those who might offer more emotional accounts. The idea is that his recognizable face can anchor the logistical details, making the abstract concepts of security logs and NDAs feel real to the jury before they hear potentially emotional stories. Mock trials have apparently shown that jurors really pay attention when information is tied to someone like Bieber, remembering details better than they do financial spreadsheets. The defense, in contrast, will try to limit the impact by emphasizing how few events he attended and comparing the security to other high-profile parties. They want the jury to see discretion as commonplace, not sinister. As opening statements approach, the focus is laser-sharp. Prosecutors are linking Bieber's phone data to security logs to bolster his credibility. The defense has reportedly requested acknowledgments that Bieber or his group filed no complaints at the time of these events, suggesting any irregularities weren't serious enough to cause concern then. There are even limits being set on discussing other unarrested celebrities who might have been present, keeping the focus tightly on the case at hand rather than creating a chaotic sideshow.